Popeye. I'll bet that I know just what you're going to do just as soon as you get home this morning. You are going to look for the paper and read the funnies. Am I right? Certainly I am. The first thing we all do every Sunday morning is read the funnies. Well, you're just like the little boy who lives next door to me. Every Sunday morning, about 9:30, Sam Turner rings my front doorbell and asks if he can borrow our funnies. You know, I read the funnies too, but I don't get time to read them until Sunday night. I don't read every one of them like you do, but there's one funny that I never skip. It's Popeye. Yes, I never miss Popeye, and I'll bet that you never miss him either. Popeye is so funny, with his pipe and his funny chin. Gee, someday I'd like to meet Popeye. I'd like to shake hands with him. I'd like to tell him how funny he is. Popeye is always getting into trouble. He is the champion getter into trouble. But here's the funny part. No matter how often Popeye gets into trouble, he always gets out of trouble. How does he do it? You know, Popeye isn't very strong-looking. He isn't very big. But Popeye always carries a can of spinach in his pocket, and doctors tell us that if we will eat lots of spinach, we will grow up to be big and strong. Well, just as soon as Popeye gets into trouble, he opens up his can of spinach and takes a big mouthful. And right away, Popeye gets strong. Why, after Popeye eats his spinach, he can lick 8 or 10 men. He can even lift a house or a big load of bricks. Popeye's spinach makes him strong. His spinach always gets him out of trouble, and he always has his spinach with him. You wouldn't catch Popeye going out of the house without his spinach. Oh no, not Popeye. He knows what's good for him. He knows what will get him out of trouble. Spinach may be awful good for your body. It may make your body big and strong. But do you know that Jesus gave us something that will make our souls big and strong? Yes, he did. Jesus gave us Holy Communion. Jesus gave us his body and blood to eat and drink, and Jesus has told us that if we eat his body and drink his blood, if we go to communion, why, we won't have to be afraid of anything. Holy Communion makes our soul nice and big and strong. Holy Communion is food for our soul. It keeps our soul strong and healthy. Why, if you go to Holy Communion often, you can even lick the devil and sin. It's a pretty hard job, you know, to lick the devil. But after you take Holy Communion, it isn't a job at all. Then it's a cinch. You know, the devil is a coward, and whenever the devil sees you going to Holy Communion, the devil gets afraid. He shivers in his boots. He runs away from you because he knows how strong you are. Jesus didn't make Holy Communion just so that he could lock himself behind the gold door on the altar. Oh no! Jesus made Holy Communion for you. Jesus made Holy Communion as food for your soul. He made it so that you could have him whenever you wanted him. You need Jesus every single minute of the day. You never know when the devil is going to come along and try to make you make sin. And the devil does come along like that, and he comes when you least expect him. You're always running a chance of getting into trouble with the devil, but you never need be afraid when you have Jesus with you, and Jesus comes to you in Holy Communion. Jesus did an awful lot for us, didn't he? And the best thing of all that he did for us was when he made Holy Communion. He made Holy Communion so that we could have Jesus just when we wanted him. You know, when boys and girls don't eat spinach and all the things they should eat, then their bodies grow weak and sick. Isn't that right? Sure. Well, remember this also. When you stay away from Holy Communion, your soul grows weak and sick. When you stay away from Holy Communion, your soul, just like your body, when you don't eat, becomes awfully, awfully hungry for Jesus. Please don't, boys and girls, let your soul get hungry and sick. Go to Holy Communion often, very, very often.